So I have been, I made some ink and I've just been sort of practicing with the brushes and which way I want to put, what I want to put on the actual Japanese scroll. So whether it's a larger, whether you're taking the side of the brush and doing a larger print, or whether I'm doing small. I feel like they're small. I have tried a few different brushes that I have. The one I like the most, though, unfortunately, is in the box inside. Yeah, it's in my travel box. I took it away with me, so but that's okay. Don't know how. I'm thinking I'm just going to use the smaller one. This kind of cute. This is a little bit thick for where I want it to do it. Okay, that was just some scrap paper. Obviously, I will finish that page and cut it up in, rip it up and put it into my flip book with the scripts in it. So it's there for when I want it. Now, I've decided I'm going to do this one. And on the scroll, I'm going to just do, because it has these lovely ones that I've done already, I'm going to do script this way on here and down the bottom, and then I'm just going to see how that goes, how I feel about that. I probably feel like I'm going to put something here too, but whether that's a larger piece, I'm not sure. You can also have your pieces and trial what it would look like, and when you're trying to work out where to actually put work. I know that this is probably extremely confronting, doing the intuitive script maybe for some of you, but you just do it. It looks fabulous. Whatever you do, it will look gorgeous. So that bit there, which I really love, and then I'm going to flip it over carefully, and I'm going to do no, I think I might actually do some down that way. Am I even on camera? I always forget to check the camera. I do tend to do 3 lines of work, and I don't really know why. Might use the bigger brush for the other end just to do, and I just might do another bit, just, I don't know whether you can see, can you see here? I can't move it, needs to be flat. Just going to do that there like that. Okay, so they're all different sizes. I think that's all the scripting I'm doing at this point. I'll have a look at it later and when it's dried. But I'm feeling like that's all I'll do for the moment. I haven't and then she says that, and then she, just does another squiggle on one of the sides just to make it a little bit more uneven. Okay, so now we're going to do the ends. Now, Before I did all that, I should have showed you. I actually glued another piece of the wax paper on the back of this because I want to sew it. I've sort of grown, so I want to sew on the scrolls. So it's a lot thicker now. So it's got the, I think it's 4 layers now. So it's the copy paper that's been folded over. Well, no, it's probably more than that. And then it's 2 layers of the wax paper. So it's quite stiff on this little bit at the bottom, which is fine. It's still bendable and everything. But I am going to attach this differently to the way that I attached the last one. So I will get that together and then show you. So making the ends, I started making one of these. I just thought I'd show you. It's obviously pretty simple. With an A print copy paper. So with one of my printables, or just an A4, whatever matches whatever you do, you know, what you're doing. I just remove one of the sides of these. I don't actually need to remove both at this point. And I don't need to remove the ends either. The coil, so to roll this round, I just measure it just a bit overlapping, and then just cut off the excess. Don't really have to if you don't want to, but I mean, I might need it for something else, so always better to do that. I fold this in half at one end, and about 3/4 of an inch I just cut like so, so it's frilly. Then with, now this is PVA and a bit of water. It's not like, yeah, it's a bit of a mixture. I just cover the entire thing with PVA and water. Mix. The water is not much water. It's like probably 2/3 PVA and 1/3 of water, but you know, it's just to, you can use straight PVA. It just goes on better, I find. Now lining that up and pushing down. This is the edge with the white overlay that you haven't cut off. Roll hard all the way through, making sure that it's all nice and firm. Then I do go in with a little bit more PVA on the end bits, making sure that all those bits are stuck down nicely, like so. And then they just fold down like that. Now, making sure that end is nice. Then with the piece that you cut off, I just use half of it, and what I'll do is so it's about that far in, what I will do is I'll glue all in there. Roll this piece of paper up, and so this is going right to the edge to make the edge all beautiful. And also when you look in it, you can't see those cut pieces. Right, so you get that all perfect, and there will be a little overlay. Just get another bit of PVA until it's perfect. Round and round and round, and then it looks like that. So the other end, which is a little bit short, obviously that's the piece for inside. I just get something of my printables that's similar, or a piece that I've got that's kind of similar in a, yeah, not that it makes that much difference. What do I got? I might just use that one actually. So you've got an overlay there, so you need it to be neat on this end. So take that in, that little bit of paper off, however you do that, and again measure that. So you only need to there, so I would just get a pencil and I'll say, okay, we need it there, and we need it there. So just double check that you're right. So you're putting that down on the seam first. Didn't quite leave enough for my little tassels, did I? It's only a tiny bit. That's okay, we'll just use little tassels on this one. Okay. Measure. Okay, start at the same seam line, so that it comes and makes the same seam maybe. Okay, just there. So I'm just going to put glue there. And roll that back. Like so. Glue to make that seam. Okay. And the same as the other end. Putting glue all the way inside, making sure that's well glued down. Now remember, this is on the pretty side is on the inside. Then pop that in to the edge and let go, and it'll just pop in there. And that last little flap that just needs a bit more glue. And there we go, absolutely perfect. Okay, so do both like that and I will be back. So making the holes, and you've got the measurements. I'm just going to go through that again. So allowing that little bit extra on either side for your measurements, and then going in. When you put the hole in, just keep it straight, this straight, so it goes in straight. Okay, so then there's I put the rubber underneath, push that through like so, rubber underneath. I've lost the mark. Okay, so that's it. So that do go in from both sides. And then the enlarging of that one. Which is just slow. Okay. Hi everybody. So the ends of the scrolls are now going to be attached. You've made them obviously, and they're all looking fabulous. So I have got these lovely little wooden beads that I'm going to put between mine. Now you could put any bead. I have other beads that I probably could have utilized being blue. I have some gorgeous ceramic ones, but anyway, on this particular one I'm going to put wood because I've started with wood. We started with it. So now the measurements might be a little bit different due to the fact that your paper, you might not have used wax paper, you might have just used rice paper, so all of the measurements might not be the same. This is 30 centimeters long, this wide, which is what is it, 11 and 3/4 inches. So what I've done is I put 3 centimeters in from the side, so you know, you guys who are 3 centimeters could do that, and what is that, an inch and a quarter if you work in inches. And in the middle, so I've done 3 centimeters in, 3 centimeters in, and because this is 30, I've put a pin in the center. I've pushed through just with, I don't actually know what these are called, but with one of these through and made a hole. Now I was thinking after, you could probably have put something to reinforce on the back of that if you had anything like a ring, you know, those little rings, and I don't know what they're called either, but anyway, that's good. I'm being so helpful, aren't I? They're like, I used to use them on, they look like this. I used to use them on reinforcing A4 papers in a folder, so you could use those, or if you had anything. Anyway, you could tell me what they're called, and reinforcement rings probably. Hey, anyway, getting back to it. So I've threaded this piece of cord. This is just a wax piece of cord, nylon cord, and it's threaded, and I'm just going to put it through. And knotting, what I'm doing is I'm equaling the parts. I have terrible rain here, so I hope everyone can hear me. And I'm just going to knot right near, holding that together and pushing that down right to the end, so it's just, you know, supported. Threading the bead through there, and then doing exactly the same thing again, doing a knot with the two through like so, and pushing it down as close as you can, get it to the knot so they're all equal. You could actually just thread this through, you don't really need the needle yet, I forgot. So I'm just going to do both of those, because I've got 3 of them. if you put your needle in down, it'll allow you to pull it down to where you want it before it sort of closes over, like that. And then bead on, whichever bead you just, I mean, you don't have to use the bead. I just thought that because I like the gap between the scroll and its rolling bit. So take your time, get those right, like so. Okay. Now, so this piece of string was, oops. So this piece of string was 18 inches long, which is 45 centimeters. Yeah. Now, I've put a hole through I measured the same. So I have this, I drew a diagram of 3 centimeters in, 15 centimeters in, and 3 centimeters. And then I put the hole in there and made it go straight through onto the other side with this. That is how I got them. And then I enlarged them a little bit just with the end of a paintbrush, because they're not quite large enough. That is how I did that. Then we are going to thread both of these through a very large darning needle, just to make life easier. Like so. And then we're going to thread. This will probably be the most difficult bit, yeah. Trying to go straight. Go straight. Might need to look down the tube to see where you're going straight is. Like so. Might just do both of those. A bit of a tug. That might not be big enough, that hole. If not, do them separately. It's a bit funny, you think you're going straight across, but that's, there we go. So if not, if they won't come through and it's a bit tight, just do it separately. Okay, now, put all this stuff away, out of the way. So then we have those, and I'm just knotting at the top. Oh, am I on camera? Yeah, knotting at the top. Of each. Now this could be leather, this could be cord, it could be anything. It could just be whatever you have lying about. And I decided that I would leave these. I don't know whether I like them, but at this point I decided I would just tie them off I might cut them off in the end when I have the finished thing. They might be a bit much. And if I was going to cut these off, I would actually get a lighter and burn them so that they wouldn't move. But I'm just going to tie a little knot in this so that it doesn't fray up at all for the moment. And for the camera. And then I'm going to measure the hanging piece. So the hanging piece can go all the way around. I suppose you have a few choices here. You know, you could actually have made, I suppose, these two pieces here much longer, and join them up just at the top, and then just had this central piece down here and burnt that so that that's little and those will go up to the top. But I didn't think about that. And this is the top, so if I'd started at the bottom, I actually could have done that at the top. But that's probably what I would do, really, actually. It's, and I won't change mine, but I probably would do that. I would just make this actually a lot longer. Like, you know, 10 inches, 20 inches longer a piece so that you can actually bring those up to the top. But I haven't done that. So what I was going to do was, there's always different ways of doing things, isn't there? So what I was going to do was I was just going to actually wrap it round on the inside. Now I'm just seeing how much I need. Probably doesn't even need to be that much. I think it's just that'll be enough. So this is a 1.5 mil cord. So the same thing. I'm just going to now I could at this point put another bead on, but I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie it. But I am going to tie that round, I think. Like so. So there's quite a lot of, it's on the inside of this bit so it won't come undone. But you could make this with a different cord too, like a different, you could have tied, I could have tied, for instance, and I know that different things. So I have this gorgeous piece of blue, so you know I actually could have maybe tied that piece on there and utilized that. Okay, so I've got this blue cord that you saw. I'm just undoing it. It's off a handle of an old paper bag, I think, or something, and it's burnt. The ends are burnt on it. What I've done is I have come in here just next to it, and enlarged that hole with the end of the paintbrush, and then again I've gone in and just gently enlarged it a little bit more so that I can thread that cord through. then just using the scissors, I'm grabbing the end of it. Without actually cutting it. Except I can't see in there, no. So I grabbed it. And now I'm going to knot it again. Like so. Pulling it nice and firm. So now it's on the inside. So as I said, I'm unsure whether I am going to keep these tassely bits, you know, here or not, or whether they're going. But I will hang it up for a bit and find out whether I like it with, without, or, you know. Okay? And then you do the same, just do the same to the bottom if you've got beads, or if not, it doesn't matter. As I said, if you have something to reinforce that with, you could just use jute also. That was another thing. I thought jute would really look good in here too, you know. So you can use anything. Okay, bye.